stitchy friends, it's Shauna Marie at Shawnamariestitches. This is my cross stitch channel, and this is my, at this point, monthly update on what I've been doing in February. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. If you have never seen me before, welcome. This is a channel that is mostly about cross stitch. Sometimes it has wool applique or other embroidery. Just depends on what has tickled my fancy that month, and sometimes there's life updates. Yeah. So, and I'm not super consistent because I try to do it every 2 weeks, but it ends up being monthly or quarterly, as it was last year. Anyway, let's get into stitching. I hope that everybody has been healthy and safe and is enjoying the winter weather. I am a winter girl, and so I am particularly thrilled when it is cold and snowy outside. I don't like to spend tons of time out in the snowy weather other than to shovel it and occasionally go sledding with my grandkids. But other than that, I like to just look at it from inside. So I like the cooler weather. I am not a hot weather girl, unfortunately, because I live in Utah and there's a lot of hot weather. Anyway, it's February. So inside lots of stitching, lots of inside projects. At my house, we have a lot of projects, a lot of household projects of like getting things completed, and yeah, I just always have lots of stuff going on and fit stitching in where I can. So let's just get started on what I did in February. On Valentine's Day, I came home from, let's see, that was a Monday. So I came home from the temple and was getting ready to go to work because I go to the temple in the morning and then I work from noon until 8. And so when I came upstairs to my desk, because we're still working from home, and if they always do that, I will be super thrilled. Anyway, when I got home, on my keyboard was a little note from my mom that said, Happy Valentine's Day. And if you don't know, if you haven't been here before, my mom lives with me, like we live together, and she turned 81 this month, just a couple days ago. And she is also a stitcher and a sewer and a quilter and, you know, all the things that you do over the course of 80 years. And anyway, she had made me a Valentine surprise, and I was extremely surprised and very, very grateful. She had decided in the middle of the night before, that she wanted to give me something for Valentine's Day, and so she spent the whole night working on it. And this is what she made me. She made me this lovely project bag with the fun Valentine letters all over and the flowers and the notes. I love this little one right there, the little Valentine girl right here. I thought that was very sweet. And then inside, it's got my project inside. Let me pull that out. It'll be a little bit easier to show. She stitched in a glasses case holder for my glasses, and I also tucked my highlighter in it for when I use a highlighter. And she made me this beautiful, this was something that she had previously stitched and beaded, but she decided to make that into a little needle minder for me. Place to park my needles, and so it's on a little tab there that I can either hook that on or hook some scissors on with a scissor fob. And then she also made me this, which is very sweet, little needle book to go with it. Isn't that fun? And inside it has, well, right now it has my project. This is my the threads and symbols. I pinned it to the inside, but isn't that cute? It's got a little pocket here that you can tuck in your threads or some scissors, and then it has pages for your needles, which I have my needles in there, and then it has a place for scissors. And for me, a seam ripper or a little pen or whatever you want to put. And then I noticed while we were looking at it, on this back pocket, it says My Funny Valentine, and it's a little letter, and so I want her to put her name and the date and, you know, that she loves me most on it, so that I can have that. And so isn't that fun? The little bag with the little matching needle book, and then this fabulous little place to park my needles. So I was super excited about this. Sorry, my nose all of a sudden has decided to be drippy. Sorry, hang on a second. Sorry about that. All of a sudden the heat kicked on and my nose started to be tickled. Anyway, this was my Valentine's surprise, and I am absolutely thrilled with it. So Wasn't that a fun surprise to come onto? Made me cry. You know, my mom made me something. So this is my little Valentine bag that she made me. And I like this type of bag. Like I've made several bags like this. I made some of these, like Fauna Pfeiffer style. And I like them too, but I like this style. And they fit well on my shelf. They all do. As long as they keep my projects, I'm happy. So I will show you the project that was in that in just a minute, if I have the pattern with me, because I did not have the pattern in the bag. But first, let me start with my mom stitching. So my mom is here during the day, and while I am working, she is busily stitching, and she's like a stitching fiend, whirlwind. I don't know what word describes that, but she stitches a lot. And so she saw on Helen D that Helen had a little stitching for the Erica Michaels berries, and so she's been working on several of those. And so if you're more interested in stitching along with that, you can go over to Helen D's YouTube channel, and she's got all the information about that. I have not been keeping up. I watch Helen D, but I haven't been, like, I'm not doing the berries, and so I haven't really paid attention to that part. But my mom has been working on them, and so she has several of the berries done, and this is the spring berry. It says spring has sprung, and we've been debating on whether the color was hard to read or not, but that's just, it's in a variegated green. I can't tell you what green, I don't know. It's probably a variegated DMC. And this is on a piece of 28 count Laguna that we dyed. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, might be Monaco. It's a little bit, it's not as flowy as Laguna. But I love the color changes in it. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's very pretty. And so she's gotten that berry done. Then she did the Hop into Spring berry, which I love this fabric. The blue purple, isn't that great? It's Hop into Spring. It's on 32 count light blue Lugana that she over dyed with purple. I think this is one of my favorites. I just love the blue on purple. So anyway, Hop into Spring, another Erica Michael berry. Then she did, I think this is on Country Mocha. Ada, 20 count Ada. Another spring berry. Is it spring yet? That one you can kind of see through, sorry. I don't know if that helps or not there. That's a little bit better. Now you can't see me in my pajamas behind it. And then this is a Pins and Needle by Blackbird Designs, Small Tokens. And she did this one on, whoops, sorry, the pin stuck together. This one is over 2 with the DMC conversion that was in the book, which I love the colors in this because I love pinks and reds. And then she did it just for entertainment's sake. And I want to say that is a mushroom Lugana, maybe taupe, but I want to say mushroom. And then for kicks and giggles, she did it 1 over 1. And look at the size difference. But they're both beautiful. Here, let me hold them out like this. So that's the size difference. 2 over 2 and 1 over 1. I want to say that's 28 count, maybe even 32. Anyway, I thought that was very fun. So big 2 over 2, little, trying to see if it's in there, 1 over 1. So that was fun, and I love both of them, but I love the tiny one best because I love tiny. I just love tiny. Then she also did this one. This one she did in 2021. We're going to try to get it finished for March. It's 20 count Ada that we over dyed in 2021. And she changed the color on the word shamrock to a variegated DMC. And it's the March Wordplay by Brenda Gervais. Sorry, let me put something behind that. So it's the 20 count wordplay, and we changed the word shamrock to a variegated green DMC. Isn't that fun? I love Brenda Gervais wordplays. So hopefully we'll get that done for March so that she can put that up. I don't know what we're doing to it. Then this is When I Think of March by Puttini on a 20 count Ada that she over dyed, and she did it in the DMCs, and she still has to find a button to put on. I'm not really sure where the button goes because I think it looks perfect the way it is, but who knows, maybe the button is magic. But I love this. I love the little yellow boots, and I love the little rainbow that comes down, and it's the Pot of Gold. It's just very fun, and that's by When I Think of March by Puttini. And this one she stitched from a magazine that she couldn't find, and we both thought it was Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher, which if you don't have that, you might want to get it. It's a really good magazine. Well done. Good quality. Love the paper. Good color. Easy to read charts. She used all the called for colors, and it is on a piece of 20 count Ada that she dyed. She says that it's called, the pattern's from Lindy Stitches, and it's called Three Snows. And I love the sparkly. It's so blue and sparkly. I love the robin with the scarf. Then we have, this is Little House Needleworks. I could have taken it out of the little bag, and I forgot. It is the Main Street Station. And she is stitching this for her grandson. So my nephew, Madison. And she's stitching it on 20 count Ada that she tea-dyed a blue Ada. And she's gotten that done, except for the only thing that's left to do is, see this little thing right here? We're so stupid. We're looking at it, it's like, what kind of light is hanging out on the side of that train? Because it's just like, that is so odd. And it's just like, anyway, it's not a light. When you look at the pattern, it is a little teeny tiny. I don't know if I can even get it to focus. Maybe if it's not trying to focus on the background. Anyway, it's the conductor. The conductor is right there on the side of the train. He needs these little eyeballs and his little hat stitched still, but he's waving at you, or waving at this person over here. But we had a good giggle over that because neither one of us could figure out what it was until we looked at the pattern and it was like, that's not a light. so that was fairly entertaining. So she did that one. Then she's been working on these. Jeanette Douglas came out with little monthly mini bouquets, which I love Jeanette Douglas designs. So these absolutely thrilled me. This one is on 30 count off-white mystery linen, and it's done in the DMCs 2/2. This one is the one for January, and it's a little bouquet of pineapples, and they're so cute. I love I just love them. I love the little vase. I love the pineapples with the different threads in them, and I think that's very fun. And pineapples are welcome, so I thought that was perfect for January because, you know, welcome 2022. And then the February one is this one, and these are free, monthly free. If you can go over to Jeanette Douglas's site, they're there. This one's on 28 count cherub pink, 2/2 in DMC colors. I should have. And I love that too. Red hearts, pink fabric, keys. Yeah, it hits me on all notes. And that's very fun. So, yeah. So there is let's see, there's February. And then And here's January's. I'll put them up together. So she like I said, she's going to have a monthly one. They're free. You can just go over to her site and find those patterns there. So those are fun. So yeah, my mom has been busy stitching while I have not been busy stitching. I've been busy working, but yeah, not so much stitching. I got my stitching done, but definitely not to the degree that my mom does. Oops, I forgot my round robin bag. Oh, I'm sorry, Jordy. Jordy made us a round robin bag. We're participating in a round robin. And when I say we, I mean the gals that were at our table at Stitch West back in October. We picked the pattern. Oops, I set my mom's things on top of it. We picked the pattern Stargazer by Carolyn Manning Designs. And it has all, they look like little quilt blocks that have stars, and they're done in different colors. And then everybody chose their own fabric and their own colors if they, you know, didn't want to do what was on the pattern. And then we've been switching on the 15th of each month. And I can't remember if I showed you mine. It doesn't matter. Either way, I will put a picture in here if I can find it. I did mine on black 20 count Aida, just one thread, one strand over the, you know, one square. And then this month I got Amy's. I think that there's 6 of us now. We started off with an extra person, but they decided they couldn't do it. 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, there's 7 of us. And so I got Amy Clayton's this month, and here's hers. Let me fold the fabric up so you don't see all the way through it, as sometimes the light lets us do. And so she did the top 5. Aren't they pretty? She's doing the called for colors. And then I started on this next row right there. And so I got that one done, not yesterday, but the day before. I did that one, and then I started that one yesterday. And so I will have those done across there by the 15th, hopefully. It was a little late getting to me, but we'll make it work. Isn't that going to be pretty? I wasn't really crazy about the color, like the color of fabric when I saw it in the picture. And I'm not a huge brown girl, so any of the browns, like I switched out my fabric to black, and then I switched out the browns to different shades of gray. So hopefully that works. We'll see when I get it back. But I actually really like Amy's. So it's been fun to stitch on. So that's one of the things that I'm working on. And then on the 15th of this month, maybe I'll be done by the 9th. If I was done by the 9th, that would be great, because then I could switch it when we have our monthly stitch group. And so that has been fun. It's fun to see. It's fun to do the different fabrics. So I'm curious to see what everybody else is doing, you know, as it gets around to me. And so, yeah, it would be fun to take a picture at the end when they're like, we all have ours done, and see all the differences in the same, you know, same pattern, all the different color changes and color of fabric that we all choose. And so that has been one of the things I've stitched on in the last few days. My WIPCO for February, which I did not grab my WIPCO book, I don't know that it really matters. I pulled All Joys for Thine, which is a blackbird design, and I'm going to show you that, even though I'm pretty sure, you know, it might be in the drawer. Was I good? I was good. I was good, and put it in the drawer where it belonged. I have a file cabinet here that has my patterns in it. For February's WIPCO, I pulled All Joys for Thine, and I also pulled Jack's Urn, which was a challenge because of problems I ran into obtaining the floss I needed to work on it. And it dawned on me, because apparently I was just so focused on the one thing that I couldn't see that there was actually other things I could have worked on. But let's just start with All Joys for Thine. So my All Joys for Thine is in my lovely Valentine's bag from my mother, which I think works well. And here's the pattern. It's a blackbird design. It's a very little sampler. I loved it when I saw it. I decided I was going to try very hard to stitch it in the called for colors and not change anything as I want to do. And so that's what I'm working on. The only thing I've changed so far is, see how these have brown words? I changed mine to the barn door, which is one of the called for colors because I like pinks and reds and not brown. And since my fabric's brown, I wanted something pink and red. So here it is. Here, I can put it on this. Here it is. Sorry, it's not ironed because it's been all crunkled up in my bag. I've been stitching it in hand. And so far so good. Except for, I noticed last night, because I just should never stitch past 10 o'clock. That tends to be a problem. I don't know what it is about my brain at 10 o'clock. Anyway, so far everything is the called for colors. Don't know where that shows best. It's on 20 count Ada that we over dyed. But I noticed last night when I was looking over here to start this tree, because there's a matching tree right here. See this tree? Anyway, do you see what I have forgotten to do in this tree right here? Because I didn't until I went to start the second tree. And I did not do the color change in the center. I don't know how to, there. So it is supposed to have a different colored center, like 2 rows of green on the outside and then a gold on the inside. And so that has been a challenge. And right here, this is fool's gold that's used in this couple places. Actually, it shows it pretty good on the camera. In real life, it's very faint and hard to see, and so I've been debating changing it. In fact, I already changed out this snowflake up here. I changed that snowflake from fool's gold because it's like this. You could just barely see it. And so I changed it to flax. Gentle Arts flax. Gentle Arts? Classic Color. Oh, heavens, I don't remember. Hang on, I actually have it here in my little threads. Or not. Oh, nope, I do. It is Gentle Arts flax. And so that's been working well. And so right here down at the bottom, this is flax, and then this is the fool's gold. And at the moment, I'm not changing that just because I don't feel like picking it out. And that's kind of the same thing with the tree. I don't know that the tree's going to bother me enough that I won't just duplicate the tree over here and duplicate my mistake. But yeah, since the last time you saw it, I think the last time you saw it, it just had the border and maybe this tree. Because I know I did this, and I think I finished this. Nope, I finished this. So I did this and this little motif here and this tree and those hearts, and then I finished the corner. Oh, and I had like a one random, I don't know why I didn't finish my E, but I didn't have the top leg of the E done. So I did that. So that's all joys for thine. And it would look 100 times better if I would press it. And I will when I'm done. Maybe next time, we'll see. Kind of seems pointless when I'm going to roll it up. Anyway, all joys for thine, Blackbird Designs, love it. How long did I spend on that? So in February, that got a total of 12 hours. Probably a smidge more because it doesn't look like I marked down. Nope, I did mark it. So 12 hours. I started this Christmas Eve. This was my Christmas Eve start. So hoping to have that done maybe next month. Maybe. Since it's not my Whipco piece, it might not get love for a little while. We'll see. You know, stitch what you like, and today that's might not be it. Then the other thing that I pulled for my Whipco in, oh, and I'll bet you I didn't grab it out of my purse. Nope. Sorry, I'm looking on my desk because I have a pile of stitchy stuff here, and I don't think I brought it up. So the other Whipco thing that I pulled out of my bag by Vonna Pfeiffer, I mean, she didn't make it, but this is her pattern. And by the way, the bags my mom made for everybody last month, they were also made from the tutorial on Vonna Pfeiffer's blog. And my mom wanted me to let you know so that she can make sure, you know, credit goes where credit's due. And then this little thing that I now have completely forgot again, did not do what my mom told me to do. This little thing that she made right here that where I park my needles, this is by Celeste Creates. This was her little idea. And so, Yes, we have very talented, very generous people in the stitching community. So my other Whipco draw, sorry I'm kind of all over the place, even with my notes, was Kathy Barrick's Jack's Urn, which I love. And I don't know why, because I am not normally an orange, like I just am not into orange. Orange is lovely in October and November, and then I don't really care if I see it the rest of the year. Anyway, I started stitching on this, and this was my Whipco for February. And the problem that I had was I'm down to this piece of marmalade. Let me show you where I'm at on this. So here's where I'm at. I've stitched this, and I started up the sides on this, and then I've got this one last thread that last time when I think I did my video kept floating around, and so I finally put it in so that I wouldn't lose it. And this is what's left of it, and so I don't have any more, and I haven't been able to find it since August. Like, I have looked everywhere for Orange Marmalade by Gentle Arts, and no luck any place. Stitchery Express said they had 9 skeins. I ordered all 9 skeins because it's actually in this project and one other. And then apparently they got lost in the mail. Who knows? But they didn't come. And so that was where I was kind of stuck. And it didn't dawn on me until last week when I was pondering, you know, sitting looking at it. It's like, hello, you don't have to work on the pumpkin. Just, you know, you've got to, I mean, I could finish all of this background in here. I could work on the house. Yeah. Anyway, it didn't dawn on me. So I might spend the last 10 hours, because my goal is 10 hours a month on my Whipco projects. So I might spend the last 10 hours of February stitching on getting the house done, or the background, or it doesn't matter now because Brenda Handwork Maniac was kind enough to check Stitcher's Paradise while she was in Las Vegas, and she found some Orange Marmalade. So she sent me a text and said, hey, they have this. It's a 10-yard skein. Is that what they are? Like I said, I didn't grab it out of my purse because I went and picked it up yesterday. Yeah, so I'm very excited. So I'm hoping that the colors will blend well, and yeah, we'll go from there, and hopefully the pumpkin will get done, because I think in 10 hours I could probably get the pumpkin part done, because it just comes up over the top of the house and then has a little stem, and then I can work on the house, you know, now that I have Gentle Arts Orange Marmalade, and I can get that out of my system. And I'm very, very thankful to Brenda Handwork Maniac for going and picking that up. And so that will probably spend some time in my lap over the next few days. But while I was waiting, because like I said, my brain didn't think fast enough to think, quit thinking pumpkin, you can do the house, you can do the background, little stripes that are in the background. I decided to continue working on one of my January Whipcos, which was the Glitter Village by Country Cottage Needleworks. And I pulled the one that I'm getting ready to start. Did I pull the other one? Nope. This is also in one of my bags we made because I love the bicycle fabric. So I just had to have it. Sorry, I'm looking for the pattern I just got done stitching. It's this one. I put all the ones I'm done stitching in this little envelope. So this is the one I just got done stitching. It's the Country Cottage Needleworks house number. I believe it says 1 because I don't have my glasses on, so I could put them on. Yes, 1, because I'm blind as a bat. Anyway, it's this cute, adorable little blue beadboard house with a little snowman. And I think the only thing I have left to do is put the snowman's eyes and buttons on. But I was doing other things this morning and didn't feel like spending any more time on it. But I did get the house done. I don't know if that's going to need something behind it or not. So my February house got completed. And it's adorable and I love it. I love the pastel colors. I love the little flowers. I love the lace. I love the sparkly fabric. Oh my gosh, this sparkly fabric. It's the raw Belfast silver, 32 count. I think it was the called for. It was the very first thing I bought when I got back into stitching, because it was just like, oh, that's fabulous. I mean, the sparkly fabric was fabulous. All the little pink and blue and turquoisey and peachy houses. Oh, it was all hit, like it hit on all cylinders for me. And so far, this is where I'm at. It did not get a lot of love. I really struggled. It probably wasn't the first thing I should have picked when I went back to stitching. Because I'd never stitched on linen. I mean, when I was stitching, you know, when I was younger, the only thing available where I lived was Aida and patterns that I wasn't interested in at the time, which is why I dropped cross stitching. That, you know, 6 kids, got busy. Anyway, this, like I said, it was the first thing I bought when I did, like, I got the fabric and all the patterns. It was just like, I love this, and the overdyes. But it was hard to stitch on for me to, you know, to go from Aida to this, because I wasn't used to linen and doing 2/2, and it has slubs in it, and the sparkle, for some reason, it threw my brain. Apparently my brain is wired weird. I really struggle counting. Who knew counting could be hard? Anyway, this is where I'm at. And so my March house is going to go right there. And it's going to be this little peach house. There, that's a little bit clearer. So that will be fun. And then I will have 6 done. And I think if I keep doing a house a month, because I only have 4 houses left, 1 here and then 3 across the bottom and then the border, I might have the houses done by my birthday and the border probably done before the end of summer. And for my border on this top one, this top border right here, so in the pattern, I don't know if you can see it, in the pattern this goes down instead of up, but I've decided that I like this little like eyelet effect, and so I put it up because I'm going to run it down the sides and around the edges and then put it in a frame. So I'm very excited. So Glitter Village, starting to see some love and get done. Love the little houses, love the little church. That's probably one of my favorites. I love the little stained glass windows. It was the first one I did. It made me very happy. So, and I stitch that one in hand most of the time. Every once in a while I'll pick up a hoop. I think I picked up a hoop when I was doing the gold, because it has little sparkly gold, and I'm using the DMC, whatever the skein of gold is called. And it's kind of a pill to work with, and it was easier in the hoop because it goes around the door, and there's some snowflakes and flowers down here and little things on the tree. It's all very sparkly, very, very sparkly. And so that lives in my little bag here with my Walmart fabric. And again, on this one, we put in a little eyeglass thing because I hate looking for my glasses in the bottom of the bag. So each one of my things has, each one of my project bags has my glasses in it and my highlighters in there. And then I'm still searching for my scissors in the bottom of the bag because I don't have little scissor fobs made to go on the little tab that we sewed into the side. So, you know, projects eventually. But the other thing that we did, and this one isn't quite finished because this has just been us pondering the last few days. My mom stitched me a little book to go with it, like for my other one. The fabric's a little different. It came in the same bundle. And but what I wanted was, she stitched me a book and it has a piece of wool inside with a little pocket at the bottom. And so I can just park all of my threads, my needles here for Glitter Village. And then we got some snaps that came the other day, so we're gonna put a snap here and then an eyelet here because I really like it. Right now it's just safety pinned on my flosses. So that's our little craziness right there, is to make that little needle book that it matches my bag and it can go on the project and hold my threads, my needles, because I get really tired of threading needles for 3 stitches and then having to change. So that is one of the things that I worked on this month. Whoops. Better put my pattern back in there. So that was what I worked on my other Whip Go piece instead of, whoops, instead of Jack. Jack's Urn by Kathy Barrick. Because I thought that I was being hampered by the loss of Orange Marmalade and not realizing that I could have stitched on it. Just something not orange. That just tells you where my brain's at some days. One of the other things, one of my other whips, and this whip got very little love because it was just, it happened to be sitting next to me. It wasn't anything. It's out of a Blackbird book, Sweet Land of Liberty. I'm doing the Abigail sampler. You've seen this before, I'm sure, and I know I've showed it. So there's the Abigail sampler, and I love it. And I'm anxious to get it done before, long before 4th of July, because I want it framed and up for 4th of July, and I have a frame already for it, so that works well. And I still have all kinds of like random needles and threads stuck in it. And I'm not going to pull all of these out. I will pull those two because they're just sitting there. Oh, nope, apparently that needle's just sitting there too. And it looks like I parked my red thread down there. So on this one, last time I had finished the border. Sorry. Last time I had finished the border. And I finished my flag. And I put in this little bird. Nope, other side. Finished this flag. And I started this little bird. Although I do think I finished this little bird. But anyway, I finished the flag and I started the bird. And I didn't get any farther on it. I kept thinking I was going to go back to it, but other things have prevailed in my life other than I'm getting that done. But it is on the agenda to get completed, so as long as I poke at it a little bit each week, it will be done. The other thing that I have been stitching on, and this is in my most favorite bag, and we made it. We made it out of a piece of fabric that was in my mom's stash. Thank goodness for moms. Wonder Woman. Isn't it awesome? I love it. I love it. I love it. I loved Wonder Woman when I was a teenager, and it has never gone away. Anyway, fun fabric inside. My little glasses case. Where are my glasses? Oh, they're in there. I say, where are my glasses? But they're in there. See? Little red glasses to go with my little red, white, and blue bag. Anyway, I love it. Inside this bag resides my Sam Sarah. Oh, she made me a little needle book. The fabric's not quite the same. I have an apron out of this fabric, this pink Wonder Woman fabric. An apron, because, you know, I am Wonder Woman. Anyway, again, park my needles inside. It's got some thread in it because this project, and it only has one thread right now, is my calendar tags by Sam Sarah. And so it has all of my little blanks that I already have cut. And when I stitch, I cut the pattern down because, you know, you print it off in a sheet. And then I just cut it down to whatever one I'm working on, because it's little tiny. And so I can just take that and a tag like this, and I put them in this. And this is a mess because this is what it always looks like. I put it in this little thing, this So Solutions thing. I think we got it at Hobby Lobby. I've had it forever. Anyway, it's perfect for holding. Put in the red, the ecru, and the 3371 brown in there because those are the colors for the, sorry, I'm trying to pull that off there. They're the colors for the border, and because I've stitched that border so much, like I can just stitch it without having the pattern. And so I have several of those in there that are either blank or in the process of being done. And then it has a little pattern, and my little needles stick to the side. So those all fit in there. I got quite a few in there right now. With my thread, and it usually has a little pink pair of scissors. I say which were laying here. They got lost in my bed when I took my sheets off this morning. So that all resides in there. Then this resides in here, but I can pull this out and throw it in my purse because I have a purse that's only like that big. Anyway, it's a very skinny project that I can throw in my purse and take with me. But this month I finished, I've actually done good on my tags. And I didn't grab it, dang it. see if I can get it over here without having it fall apart. So this is it's a perpetual calendar. I think it's called Fun in the Sun or Fun Day calendar by Samsara. I will put the information below. And you stitch these little tags. Whoops. Sorry, I'm trying to hold it and not clobber myself. So you stitch the little tag like this, and then you glue it to these brown tags that then get hung on this little calendar display stand. I don't know what else to call it. And sorry, I'm trying to juggle it. Anyway, so then it has, oops, the days of the week. So we stitch those. And it has colors that you can use for it, but it says it's also, you know, to just use whatever you've got in your stash. And so this was January's tag, which I had stitched last year. This is February's, which I stitched last year. This is July's. The plan is to stitch March this next week. I just finished August. I had like a smidge down here in the corner that for some reason I hadn't finished, and then I glued it on. So it got finished this month. And then there's October. Then I finished the 2. I did the 2. Sorry if I'm jiggling it around and making you seasick, but it's kind of hard to hold. So I did the 2. And then, sorry, I'm trying to think what I did with it. Oh, I know where it is. It's still stuck underneath my scriptures because I glued it last night, and then I put it under something heavy so that it could stick, and hopefully I got it straight. So I did this other 2. So I finished both 2s in February. So now it can read, oops, I have August up there. Let's go back to February. February looks better. I like February because February is red and pink. So now it can say February 22nd, which was my mom's birthday. So I got both the 2s, and so then I can just attach the 2 on here somehow. I can't remember how. I probably don't need to do it right this second, but since I am sitting here with it, I might as well. There. See? Although I think that February 22nd was a Tuesday. There we go. Tuesday, February 22nd. And I don't think it was raining that day. I actually think it was snowing. But that's the cute little calendar, and I love this. It's very fun. Oh. So, there's that. There's my little calendar tags back there, being adorable. So that was the other thing that I finished. And did I do anything else? Oh, I didn't grab her. Hang on, she's downstairs. Hang on. Sorry about that. Ugh. Sorry. She's my Friday night date. My husband works Friday nights, and so more often than not, I spend my time, you know, entertaining myself, which works. And so she's in my other favorite bag, my flamingo bag. And of course I don't have her in there. I mean, I have her in there, I don't have the pattern in there. Hang on, I do have it on my iPad though. You know, picture of a picture type of a deal. Let's see if we can do this. So Sleeping Princess by Mirabilia. If you've seen me before, you know that this is me. I have fibromyalgia, and my body is very overly sensitive. Oh, she's so pretty. Here's a different picture of her. 95, I like a big fat poofy mattress with 2 big fat honkin' foam toppers, and then as many pillows as you can fit on the bed. There really is no place for my spouse. He says I love my pillows more than I love him, and I don't think that that is completely true, but you know, some days that may seem the case. Anyway, when I saw her, it's just like, oh my gosh, that's me. I have to have that. And you would think I would sit down and stitch it right away so that I could enjoy it. I've leaned on something that's beeping at me, but I didn't, because at first I couldn't decide what fabric to do it on. I didn't want to do it on the, I think it's Beach Walk is the called for fabric. If I could go back to that picture. It's kind of a brownie green. See? Anyway, and I just wanted her to be all light and airy and fluffy, and so I found a piece of 32 count. I don't know what it is, who makes it. It's 32 count. It was white to begin with. I'm pulling out 5 million needles. And she got spoiled this month because she got new scroll rods, because I couldn't fit her on the scroll rods I had, and I needed to, so I got some big ones. And that's why she's downstairs, is because she's on my stitching stand. And so here is what I have gotten done. So I've been working on this. I got some of the more of the stitching done. I've added some beads. I finished the chandelier and added the beads in there. I stitched the girl and her hair. Did I finish putting the beads in there? Nope, I started. I was going to do the rest of the beads last night, but I've been, yeah, I have eye issues. Anyway, my eyes were not focusing correctly, and so putting beads on was an absolute not happening. But isn't she gorgeous? I love all the sparkly beads. I don't even know if you can see the sparkly beads. Yeah, see the sparkly beads? They're so fun. And then there she is. She's coming to life, and I need to finish putting the beads across there and then finish her face. That's what I'm hoping for March. I'm hoping over the next few weeks to finish down here to her where her pillow is, and finish down this side. This is all done, thank goodness. Finish putting the beads in there, and then put in her face and her shoulder. And if I get that done in the 4 weeks of March, I will consider it a good month stitch-wise. Anyway, I love it. I love having it on the bigger scroll rod so I can see the whole entire thing, and I put it on my Lowry stand. I think it's a Lowry stand. It escapes me all of a sudden. Anyway, it's nice to put on there. I had it on my Elan. Actually, it's my mom's Elan, but you know, everything that's hers is mine. I had it on my Elan stand, but the weight of the bigger rods I was struggling with, and it got better. My mom cut me a piece of Silpat, you know, just off of a mat that she was using, and so I did this to the side of it in my Elan, and that gripped significantly better. But where I stitched downstairs in the living room, it worked better on my other stand, on my floor stand. And so there she is, sleeping princess. Yes, I'm so proud of her. I just love the beads. I just love the beads. I love sparkly. I love sparkly. And then this is my other little weird thing that's in my bag. It's another one of those little solution things that I got at Hobby Lobby. I think I got mine at Joann's, but it's been like billions of years ago. Anyway, I put one of the little bead mats in it. Sorry, she got jiggled on the way upstairs. I put one of the bead mats in it, and so it has my beads in it. My little sticky mat is in there. My bead needles are usually laying here and not stuck inside my stitch. My scissors are here, and then I can just shut this and everything stays safe. And so that works well for me. And sorry I couldn't find the pattern. It might actually be filed back in the drawer because I took a picture of it and I put it on my iPad because I'm finding it significantly easier to stitch and keep track of where I'm at, especially on her, if I can cross. I was looking to see where she is, because apparently I've been in a lot of patterns this month. Here she is. So it's a lot easier for me to stitch when I can just cross it out. So there you go. Yeah, and so that's been helpful, because when you're stitching with the little beads, it's like stitch, bead, 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 stitch, 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 bead, 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 bead. Anyway, I couldn't differentiate between the stitches and the beads, and so it was easier to like dot them off on here. And then I marked the things that were beads, I marked it in a different color so that I knew when I came up to that spot that was a bead and not a stitch. And I could quit referring back to my chart 9 million times. So yeah, that is the end of my stitchy stuff. I don't think I've worked on anything else, just those things, which is good. That's a good month for me to get that much stitching done. I only have a little bit of haul. I don't remember if I know my mom knows. I don't, and maybe my girlfriend. But I decided not to buy any patterns this year because I have a file cabinet full, but it's been really hard this month because I've seen, oh my gosh, there's like 15 that I've seen that are going to market or going to be out at market that I'm I want them. People need to quit doing cute stuff this year. Just have everything ugly or don't release anything new until next year. I can buy something on my birthday though, if somebody, if my husband decides to give me a gift card to the Craftston or Fine Stitchery in Salt Lake, that would make me so happy. That's okay, but it won't, and like I can spend it on what I want. But I just said nothing about buying new floss or new fabric. And when I tried to order those skeins of orange marmalade from Stitchery Express, I also ordered a Mirabilia pattern, the Princess Ileana. She has the big floofy dress that's trailing out behind her as she runs. I love the colors in that dress. And she reminds me, my daughter saw it and she thought that was a beautiful one. So I'm stitching Gypsy Princess for one and I'll stitch Princess Ileana for the other one. And so I did not, I had actually ordered her prior to my commitment in January to not buy patterns. So she didn't count because she got ordered before. But she never came because apparently she got lost with the orange marmalade skeins. I have no idea. Anyway, it never showed up at my house and Stitchery Express refunded my money. But I had already ordered from, I think it was 1-2-3 Stitch. I ordered the beads for her, so I've got the beads. And then I couldn't decide what fabric I wanted. And so I got two fabrics. One is Blueberry by Crossed Main Collection, and the other is just a, I shouldn't say just, but it's a White Shelf 32 count Peaceful Purple. And so I couldn't decide which one I liked better, so I got both. And I don't think that this blueberry is big enough. I think I got a piece big enough to like decide. So we'll decide if I go with this, which is variegated, or if I go with this. So anyway, I think I have enough for this one. But I don't know, there's something about blue and purple splotchy that just makes me happy. So anyway, so I have the fabric and the beads for that, and I can probably have enough of the DMC threads for it too. I just don't have the pattern yet. So yeah, I have the threads in like I've got everything for her except for Princess Ileana. So apparently the pattern will have to wait till 2023 or maybe my birthday. We'll see. We'll see what my husband does for my birthday. He's always super sweet and kind. And I'm sure if he knew that I wanted that for my birthday, that would be what I got. But I have yet to share that with him. Anyway, those are my plans. Is to work on Sleeping Princess and get her face and neck and shoulder in and down the sides of her bed. I don't remember, I don't think, they might have already been pulled WIPCO numbers for March, but I have not looked, so I can't tell you what that is. I'm going to stitch the March tag for my calendar. And so that should be back there on the little stand the next time we see each other. I'm going to be working on my round robin. That's a lot of stitching already. I hate to even ask what my things are for March. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Why didn't I look? Oh, you know what? I do. I don't know. I have my book, but now that I see it sitting under all my things, did I actually look? Nope, I just have February's. So I haven't looked to see what Marches are. So it could be anything. It could be my stocking, which would be nice because I would like to get my stocking done. Or my Abigail sampler, because that just has a little bit. I could probably polish that off, but yeah, I don't know what it is. So I'll continue stitching on that. I'm supposed to be stitching on my watermelon tourmaline, which I did not pull today because I think I worked on it the first 4 days. I've been trying to work on it a little bit every morning, but it has not gone that way. Other things have been taking precedent. Yeah, Sleeping Princess, Abigail sampler, watermelon tourmaline, and then whatever my WIPCOs are. So part of my plans, Abigail calendar and and Sleeping Princess, because we love those. And I think that is it. It is March, or it's almost March, so it's February. My goal this afternoon is to put some tomato seeds and some pepper seeds in some dirt and put them under the grow lights in the dining room so that they can be ready to go out at the end of March, beginning of April. That's my plan for this afternoon. And with March coming, it means unloading whatever's in the van and getting the insulation in the van. If you haven't been here before, we bought a Ford Econoline 12 passenger van, I think it was 12, 15, long, white, big. After we sold our other little van that I loved to pieces and gutted that, and so we're turning that into a camper van. And so last fall I bought all the pieces, but it has been sitting in front of my house all winter, being what I consider an eyesore because it's in front of my house and not in the driveway. And it's gigantic and white. It looks like the abominable beast. But the goal is to take all the insulation and everything that I've gathered up, all the things to put together later, out of it, and then insulate it and get the wiring in. If I get the insulation in and the wiring in done in March, that also will be, I will consider that a win. And so that is what's going on in our life. Other than that, the weather's chilly. I'm loving it. My mom is folding her fabric and putting it away on shelves in the basement, and she's folding it this way, like on instead of laying it, you know, like in stacks like this. She's putting it on boards like this. So I love it because it looks like a gigantic fabric library that's color coordinated. So it makes me very happy to go down and see it every day. And yeah, waiting on counters to come. They're in the process of being drawn up, ordered, so that she can have her little kitchen get done. She would be super happy if everything was done. We had a little bit glitch the other day when they came to put in the stove, because apparently it might mean upgrading our meter, which is a whole other story. Who knew there was so much that goes into making basic changes to your house? Anyway, I will be stitching to keep my sanity, hopefully every day. And I hope that you get stitchy time too. I hope you enjoy the weather, stay healthy. I kind of like working from home. It's the second winter that I've been healthy all winter, so I love that. No bronchitis. And I will see you all in a few weeks. 2 hopefully, 4 more likely, and hopefully not longer than that. So happy stitching, and we will see you later. Bye.